Kendall.
I'm so excited to be able to be here with you today for a little pink peek into pink.
That's a mouthful.
It is. It's a tongue twister.
It is. I love it though. How awesome. I'm so honored to be here with you, Kendall, and we're excited that you guys are joining us and to learn more about this amazing opportunity.
I agree. And now, you guys, let's dive right into the fun. We are going to be giving you a little bit of intro, going to be story time with Crystal and Kendall, which will be really fun. We'll be able to answer your guys' questions in the chat. So interact with us, comment, play along. And then at the end, we're going to give you a keyword and we're going to have you fill out a little form where you'll be entered to win an epic prize, which we'll share with you guys more a little bit later.
Yes, I am so excited to be here, you guys. And so, like Kendall said, we're gonna just kind of dive in. So, if you want me to, Kendall, I can go first.
Yes, do it.
Okay, so just kind of wanted to share a little bit of how I got started with Mary Kay and a little bit about myself. So I have been in my Mary Kay business now. I actually just celebrated 6 years on November 7th. Cannot believe 6 years have passed. 5 years strictly full time. This was not my game plan. So was never a girly girl. Kendall knows I ride a motorcycle. I took car mechanics in high school and college, and I've been playing the drums since 5th grade. So I was never into skincare or makeup. And about 6 years ago, a friend of mine, she approached me. She does Mary Kay, and she was like, "Hey, I would love to pamper you." And at the time, I actually was in the market for a new skincare regimen because I was not on one. And I was not getting any younger. I'll be the big 42 in February. And so I was like, oh, 6 years ago, I was a little bit younger and was not starting to like the wrinkles I was starting to see. And so she came over and I fell in love with all the products, wanted to purchase everything. And she's like, well, why don't you become a beauty consultant? You get 50% off all your skincare makeup. I'm a sucker for a deal. So I really just signed for the discounts. But slowly but surely, I kind of sprinkled this in. At the time, I worked a corporate job, working about 60 hours a week, and just really did this as a side hustle. And then about a year into me doing this minimally, I went into my corporate job, and it was the day after New Year's, and they said, hey, by the way, Happy New Year, we're laying you off. And it was my third layoff in 5 years. And so I made the decision to not go back to a corporate job and strictly just be my own boss. Guess what? I can't get laid off, which is nice. And I get to design my own schedule, and it's pretty exciting. Some big accomplishments in my business. I've earned 2 free career cars in Mary Kay. I'm currently really working hard to earn my 3rd free career car. And my huge goal overall is by the end of next year to earn my prestigious pink Cadillac.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Crystal, I was similar to you in the sense that I was not a girly girl. When they're like, you'll be a beauty consultant, I'm like, me? I was 26 years old at the time. I've been in Mary Kay for 10 years, so you can do the math on that. And I worked with kids. And if you know anything about working with children, I loved it. I went to college for it. It doesn't pay very well. And I was in this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, feeling very fulfilled in what I was doing on a daily basis, knowing that I was really making an impact in children's lives. But my quality of life was not great. And I didn't have like a forecast for how it was going to get any better. I had been bypassed for a couple promotions where they gave me the work and not the title or the paycheck, which was fabulous. And I just found myself stuck, to be totally honest with you. Like you, I didn't have a great skincare regimen. I was a jock. I was a total soccer player and wore jeans and t-shirts every single day. And just really, I didn't really didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't see a way out of that. And then one day my coworker said, oh my gosh, I just started with Mary Kay. I'm doing a launch party. And I'll be totally honest with you guys. I felt bad for her. I was like, no one's going to go to your party. So I'll be a good friend and I'll show up for you. And I did. And in drives this woman. She pulled in a pink Cadillac, told us her story. She was making 6 figures and she was in her early 30s. And I thought I knew what Mary Kay was. And if you're with us in the chat, like when you first heard of Mary Kay, like what did you think it was? Because I thought it was for little old ladies that had white hair and that drove pink cars. And I had no idea why this woman was trying to sell me this stuff. I thought it was all made from China, that it was like, I didn't know anybody that was successful at direct sales. And so this whole world was just opened up to me and just opened my eyes to something I didn't even know existed. And so I got my facial. My skin never felt better. I couldn't afford anything. So I bought a mascara to be polite. Then I went in for a makeover. And then I was like, okay, I don't even recognize myself in the mirror. This is amazing. My skin's never looked better. I still couldn't afford anything, but I didn't want to make an uneducated decision. So I actually took 3 weeks and I researched every direct selling company on the market. I actually needed to pay off a medical bill that was a fourth of my annual income working for the school. And I had no idea how I was going to do it. And so I'm like, well, I need to make extra money. But if I'm going to do a direct sales business, I want to pick the best one. And after my research, there's more women making money in Mary Kay than any other company on the market. And I was like, all right, it makes sense. So I'm going to be all in. And that was 10 years ago. And I was able to quit my full-time job in 2015. And I've been driving free Mary Kay cars ever since, which has been really exciting. And it's been a life change that I wasn't looking for, but that I absolutely took advantage of.
Right. And it's funny you said that, Kendall, because I didn't share this, but when my girlfriend tried scheduling an appointment with me, I rescheduled on her 6 times. She still has all the text messages because I was hesitant. I had people that I was trying to get friends to come over, and I had a couple of people like, oh, it's a scam. And so I was like, well, she's my friend. She wouldn't lie to me. And so no one came. It was just me. And then when she told me to become a beauty consultant, I sat on the idea for a month. Just like you did research, had tons of questions. And then finally I just pulled the trigger and decided to do it.
I love it. I love it. And I think smart women do want to make a smart decision. And so when somebody tells me that they want more information, I love that we get to be transparent in Mary Kay. And we do get to provide all the information that people need to make a smart decision for their lives. So Crystal, other than people's opinion, did you have anything that almost held you back from starting?
Yes. So definitely money was an issue. I was part of the reason why it took me 30 days to sign. Back when you and I started, we only had the $100 starter kit. Now we have a couple different options, and we'll explain that to you guys at the end, that are even less expensive. But that definitely was a hesitation. But that even kind of drove me further to wanting to sign, because I'm like, if I don't have $100 as disposable income at a moment's notice, then obviously I need something extra in my life. How about you, Kendall?
For me, it was believing that I could play the role of a beauty consultant. I remember they gave me a red lip challenge. And I was like, they're like, okay, so this week you just pick one day and you're going to wear red lipstick. And I was working at a school with children on the autism spectrum, and like, we're hands-on. I'm getting cussed at every day. It was like a mentally and physically exhausting job. And now I'm supposed to wear red lipstick. And I'm like, okay, so I put on red lipstick, and then I'm like, well, this doesn't match my jeans and t-shirts. So then I put on like slacks and a blouse, and I did my hair, and I put on jewelry, and my confidence was just totally different than it had ever been before. And I was like, this is kind of like a magic red lipstick, because when I do put myself together, I carry myself differently. And prior to Mary Kay, I was never encouraged to kind of grow in that way. And it was probably my limiting beliefs that I could do it that almost held me back. But I'm so grateful that we have the coaching that we do in Mary Kay to help us grow through that personal development, to really just help us step into our most confident self.
And I did experience one of the other things that almost held me back. And I know that a lot of people can relate to this because I've heard this, and I'm sure you've heard it over the years, Kendall. What if no one buys from me? What if people laugh at me, right? And I've had, in the years I've been doing this, I've had people tell me, hey, no, thank you. And that's okay. That's totally okay. And I've had close friends and family that just don't want to support me. And that's okay, right? But the people that do support you, it's amazing. It's really
I
incredible.
love that. I remember I had the same thing. I remember they gave me an analogy and they're like, let's say you have a plate of chocolate chip cookies and you go around the room and you offer somebody a chocolate chip cookie. Well, you may run into somebody who's gluten free. You may run into somebody who's allergic to chocolate. You may run into somebody who for whatever reason can't have this cookie. And it's not a reflection of me. It's just that they don't want what I have to offer. And that's something that I don't need to take personal. And that was such a great lesson that I received through my Mary Kay training, to know that if somebody says no, like, they don't know what they don't know, and that's okay. And it doesn't need to hold me back from asking somebody else.
Correct. Oh, I love that. I love that analogy. Now I want chocolate chip cookies, Kendall.
So, Crystal, other than your free cars, what would you say that Mary Kay has done for your life?
Oh goodness. So much. So I would definitely say first and foremost, freedom and flexibility versus, you kind of shared when you worked your career. I kind of dealt with similar experiences where I wouldn't get promotions, wouldn't get the pay raises I deserved and wanted. And so I love with Mary Kay, there is no glass ceiling. Like the sky's the limit. You can grow and expand your business and go into promotions as much as you want to. Um, the other huge one for me with freedom and flexibility, as you know, Kendall, I've had a lot of life happen in the last 2 years. And 2 years ago, my dad was taken very unexpectedly with aggressive cancer. And my parents were married for 46 years and live in New Mexico. And so being able to be my own boss, I've been able to travel back and forth very frequently to go spend time with my mom so that she's not constantly by herself. So
I love that. And it really is like we get a lot of amazing things in Mary Kay. We get crowns and sashes and trips and experiences. And, my husband and I got to experience Mary Kay rented out Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. And we got the whole park to ourselves with all of our Mary Kay friends. And there's been some amazing just gifts that the company provides. But what the company has offered me is I've been able to go and pursue my dreams. And because of that, I was able to have my husband go and pursue his dreams. And so he took some time off and he was able to go back to school. And because of my Mary Kay business, we had the freedom and flexibility. We moved, I say 4 times in a year, 3 or 4 times in a year. And it was great that my business could really take us anywhere. And now he's in an amazing career. He's graduated school. And if it wasn't for a Mary Kay business, I wouldn't have the flexibility to really encourage him to go after a life that he was super passionate about. And I'm so grateful that I put in the work early on in my business to be able to provide me that luxury at this stage in our life. So it really has been something that I say you don't know who needs you to be successful in Mary Kay, because it could be your kids or your parents when they get older. And the freedom and flexibility that we have is just it's a priceless gift that this opportunity provides. All right, so Crystal, I want to
absolutely.
know.
Oh
Okay.
gosh, I love just listening to you.
All right, I want to know. So six
No, I was
years
just gonna
ago.
say I love just listening to you talk, Kendall. You're like energizing me.
I love it. Okay, so I want to know, you've been in your business for 6 years. So what makes you stay in Mary Kay and want to continue moving in this direction? Oh, we're able to hear me.
So what makes me stay in Mary Kay is again the freedom and flexibility. What makes me stay in Mary Kay is definitely the freedom and flexibility. Just because there really is no place else that you can go and have that. Most places you work, you have to have a set schedule. And I just really love getting to enrich and empower other people's lives with this opportunity. Not just consultants, but also customers. I love when customers come to us and they have a skincare issue or concern or need, and we're able to fulfill that, and getting messages from them later on like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. The product was amazing. My skin's clearing up. I'm so happy. It just is very fulfilling. How
I
about you,
love
Kendall?
that. I love that. Um, I love that Mary Kay has their 100% satisfaction guarantee on all their products because I would not classify myself as a salesperson. And if I did have like sales quotas and if it affected me whether or not somebody liked their product or didn't like their product, that just doesn't mesh with my organic personality. So I love that Mary Kay backs all of their products with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So like you, I'm able to go out and help customers. And if their, blush isn't their favorite color or their mascara, they want to try a different kind or what have you, the company backs all of that. And it's just my job to make sure customers are satisfied. So I like to say I'm in customer service. I'm not in sales because my job really is just to serve and to go and give. And, the services that we offer, they're free. We get to do complimentary appointments for women and make them feel amazing and look amazing. And that always comes back in my experience. They always say nothing comes back void. And in our experience, it comes back multiplied, but that's never the intent that I have to go out with. It really is just that I get to go and serve and make women feel like they matter because they do. And to have that be my job is a really incredible thing. I love it. And it totally fuels my servant heart.
Oh, I love that. I agree with you, Kendall. So question for you, Kendall, what are your long-term goals with Mary Kay?
Yes. So we actually just wrapped up a goal. We lived in an RV for a year while my husband went back to school, and we moved a couple of times, and now we are in a home, which we're really excited about. So our next goal is to either decide to stay here or buy a home. We're in the process of figuring that out, but we want to be foster parents. And so my husband just started his new career. And so this is what we're working towards next, is to be able to take in teenage foster boys specifically is where God is calling us to serve, and to really just role model what a healthy marriage looks like before they get launched into the world. Just help pass on anything that we can to give them safety and security and stability, which we've been so blessed to have. So that's what we're working hard towards, and that we feel is just our next step in our progress of just our marriage and where God wants us to be. So that's my motivator each and every day. So what about you, Crystal?
So some long-term goals I have is to purchase a home out here in Southern California and eventually be able to move my mom in with me. That way we're not 800 miles apart and she's closer to me and it's easier to manage through that. In terms of Mary Kay, my huge goal is to eventually become a national sales director. That is my huge goal.
I love that. And I love the leadership part of our business. And to be honest with you, I love that it's optional. We make a 50% profit on everything that we sell. And there's that avenue of income. And then there's a leadership avenue of income. And this one's optional in Mary Kay. So if you just want to go out and sell and serve and make 50% off everything, awesome. But if you do feel a call to leadership, then you have that capability to step into that role. And that's a very financially fruitful position as well. And there's no ceiling there. So that's a position that you get to continue to grow and evolve and really multiply that income too. So I love that Mary Kay isn't a one way to success thing. It's like a buffet and you get to take advantage of all of it or just a little bit of it, but it's all led by you, which I think is absolutely amazing. So speaking of beauty consultants, Crystal, do you want to share with everybody how, if somebody was interested in starting a Mary Kay business, what do they do?
Oh, well, you contact a consultant. So if you already have one, contact them. But basically, there's two ways to get started. And both are incredible. So we actually have a $30 e-start for $30, you guys. You can start a business. With that, you get a website. It's very user-friendly. And that website is for your customers to shop from you 24/7. Then we have a $130 kit. That comes with not only your website, but a bag. It's like Christmas, filled with like over $400 in full-size products and business supplies. Now, you have up to a year to try out the business, you guys. If you don't like it, we don't haul you off to Mary Kay jail. You just simply stop. It's that simple. And if for some reason you decide to purchase the 130 kit and you no longer want to do Mary Kay within that year, you can actually call up the company and you can send everything back to them, and they'll reimburse you back your money. But I usually tell people before you decide that, keep it. You're getting over $400 in full-size products for $130. Keep it, sell it, gift it. But it's that simple, you guys.
Yeah, I love that. And it really is like, if you just want to try this, right? If nothing else, for the discount, on average, women spend about $1,000 a year on skincare and cosmetics. And so just for trying it out, doing a $30 kit, your director will come in, help you, train you, all the things, and you can just see if you like it. But with doing that, you're saving your family $500 a year, because you'd be spending that money anyways. And so I always like to make things logical, and the math of that just makes sense to me. And there are a lot of consultants that do just enjoy the discount. They'll serve their close friends and family. And then there's about a third of the consultants who will really turn this into a lucrative business. But no matter what you want to do with it, it's always led by you, because you are your own boss. You're just never in business by yourself. You do have people around you to support you and love on you, and help you create whatever you're desiring from the Mary Kay opportunity. So we are going to be posting a Google Doc for you guys to fill out. The key word is possibilities. Possibilities. So I ask you to just say, what would the possibilities be if I decided to try this Mary Kay thing, as people say? So go ahead and fill out the Google Doc. We're going to get all the results when they come in, and we're going to be giving away two Mary Kay $30 starter kits to 2 lucky winners. So we're so excited to be able to help you essentially start something that could change your life. If nothing else, it's going to change your skin. Crystal, anything else you want to share?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have you. No, if you guys still have more questions after watching this, feel free to reach out to your beauty consultant. They can contact one of their mentors, and they'd be more than happy to continue to answer the questions. Like Kendall said, we're very transparent, very open and honest. But we appreciate you guys joining and watching us and kind of hearing from both of us. And Kendall, always, I appreciate you so much.
You too, friend.
All right. Bye, you guys.